Today we're talking about 3 things Facebook ads experts do that failing entrepreneurs don't. We're talking about the 3 things that Facebook ads experts do that failing entrepreneurs don't. Now, for those of you who follow me, you should know I love to do these walks around my neighborhood. Why? I get to get a little bit of exercise in, and I get to share some information and content with you. All right, so we're gonna go for a walk, and we're gonna dive deep. And if you are a person advertises online, if you are a person that's considering investing in any type of paid ad, I promise you, you're gonna find value in some of the content I'm gonna share with you. All right, so for those of you who have no idea who I am, and for whatever reason I popped into your news feed, my name is Vince Reed. I live in beautiful, sunny Southern California. And what's crazy is I say this each and every time I do these walks, it's literally, I can remember a time where, my girlfriend was paying the bills, I wasn't making any money, I literally didn't have a car, I had to short sell my home, and today I get to walk around my neighborhood with a selfie stick, and I get to basically live the life of my dreams, which is pretty cool. All right, so one of the ways I've been able to have success is by running ads on social media. In fact, my passion, the thing that I love more than anything in the world, is marketing. All right, I wrote a book called Internet Traffic and Leads. Shameless plug, make sure you get your copy on Amazon. All right, so let's dive into the content. We're talking about 3 things, that Facebook ads experts do that failing entrepreneurs don't. All right, so make sure you take notes, write them down, because definitely you want to use these if you're running ads. All right, so the first thing that you want to remember when you're running ads is that, there are a lot of different ways that you can run ads, which is why tip number 1 is to use multiple ad objectives. All right, to use multiple ad objectives. All right, so what does that mean? All right, so when you go to run ads pretty much on any platform, there are several different ways you can run ads. There's video ads, there's engagement ads, there's lead ads, there's carousel ads, there's all these different types of different ads that you can run. And what most people tend to do is they focus in on one, right? And then they determine the results based off of what happens in a short amount of time. Okay, so let's say that they decide to do a video ad, for example, like I'm doing right now, they target a specific interest group, and when they're targeting it, they're running a video ad, and it doesn't work for one day, they say, oh, that ad didn't work. All right, number 1, that's not enough time to actually determine if the ad is good or not. And number 2, basically just testing video ads doesn't mean that ad didn't work. Maybe if you would have done the same ad as an engagement ad, it would have worked. All right, so here's a couple tips. Number 1, when you're running an ad, try multiple ad objectives. All right, so if you're doing a video view ad, what Facebook is trying to do is they're trying to put your ad or your video in front of people who are going to watch it the most, who are going to engage the most with the video. So it's putting it out in front of people who are actually, who they believe based on their algorithm or what they've seen are watching more of your video. That's their goal. Now, because it's targeting people who are more likely to just watch, they may not be necessarily putting it in front of people who are likely to engage. So for example, let's say you are watching this video on Facebook. You may get value from the 3 tips that I'm sharing, but that doesn't mean that you're going to actually engage with the actual video. You're not going to like, comment, or share on it. That doesn't mean that you didn't watch it. So there are people that seem to engage more frequently, right? So for example, I'm sure you posted on social media, you have that one friend that constantly is engaging. Those are the people that would be targeted more on an engagement ad, all right? So then you've got things like lead ads, which are conversion ads based on them finding people who are more likely to actually opt in and become a lead. Now, this is another different type of person, right? These are people that are actually saying, okay, I like what you're saying, I want to get more, and they're opting in. And Facebook is going to go out and find people more like that. All right, so those are just 3 different ad objectives. Now, kind of like an advanced tip I'll just share with you right now, not only should you be testing all 3 of those different objectives, if not more, when you go to target specific individuals, what a lot of people do is they bunch a lot of interest groups. And this is totally separate. They bunch a lot of interest groups into one ad campaign. My advice is to split them up so you know actually what's working. So let's say you have 5 different interest groups. You run one ad targeting one interest group with one ad objective, another one targeting a different interest group with another ad objective, 3, 4, 5 all the way down, and then you're able to see based off the interest groups okay, which one is actually performing the best. All right, so that's an example of what you can do when you pick 5 different interest groups, and obviously you're using multiple objectives. All right, so number 1, use multiple ad objectives, which leads me to number 2. All right, now this is more strategy based, as I'm getting attacked by this dog here. Say what's up. No problem, no problem. So number 2 is you want to use basically a 2-step process when running ads. Remember this 2-step process whenever you're running ads. And this is more based on strategy. Okay, so when you go to run your ad, what most people do is they just try to put up one ad and they want it to do all of the work for you. You want it to build relationships. You want it to sell your products and services. You want it to just do everything. You want one ad to be the be-all ad of the century. Okay, that's not going to always happen. So what I want you to do is start practicing what I call a 2-step process. Okay, now the 2-step process is very simple. Step number 1, when you're running ads, it should be designed to basically pre-frame what it is that you want the person to do next. Okay, now the way that you typically pre-frame would be to tell a basic story. All right, so let me give an example. Let's say I was selling bikes. I had some kind of new awesome bike. Okay, the first ad that I'd run might be a really cool ad that's showing off the bike, and then me telling some story about how my old bike didn't work and how this bike does better and how it's lighter and how it can fit in my garage easier and how it has all these cool features. And I'm just kind of telling this story, really getting you to engage in pre-framing the bike. All right, now once I pre-frame you, the other ads that I would basically be running would be more direct ads with the direct offer to the bike. This would be more like an e-com type of ad. Now in this case, I could just basically tell you, hey, here's the bike, you can get it. But I usually use a 4-step process with these types of ads, and it's very simple. This has been taught from the beginning of time when it comes to running direct offer ads, and it's simply, this is who I am. Who am I? This is who I am, number 1. Okay, number 2 would be basically, this is what I got, this is what I have, I got this awesome bike. Number 3, this is what the bike's gonna do for you. And number 4, this is what you need to do next to go get the bike. Okay, so that's your second ad. So ad number 1, okay, in our 2-step process, which is tip number 2, okay, use a 2-step process. Ad number 1 is the pre-frame. Now this doesn't mean you can't sell at the end of the story. A lot of people get it mixed up. They go, okay, if I'm pre-framing and if I'm running the first ad, that means that I can't actually make an offer. That isn't true. You can make an offer on the first video, but this is more designed to just tell a story, to get them to engage, to build an audience. The second ad, you then remarket them with a direct offer ad, and that's where you use the 4 points. Okay, who you are, what you got, what it's going to do for them, and what they can do next to get the bike. And this would work for whatever you're selling. All right. So do me a favor. Okay, if you're getting value so far, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and hit the like, comment, or share button. Okay, because I tell people all the time, the amount of money you make represents the amount of value you offer the world. But I can't determine the value. Only you can. So by you basically liking and commenting, it lets me know if you like this content. That way I'm able to produce more of it. All right. And also, I know people go, well, how the heck does this guy walk around his neighborhood with a selfie stick, and what does he do? It seems like a pretty good neighborhood, which it is. Absolutely love it. Take a look at what I'm looking at here. By the way, that view is amazing. All right. Well, if you want to know what I do, and you want to basically learn how to build a business on the internet, and you want to actually partner with me, okay, you can go ahead and click the link on this video. Okay, it'll take you to a webinar, okay, and the link should say free web class. Register for that web class and see how you can walk around your neighborhood with a selfie stick and actually make some money. All right, which leads me to point number 3. All right, now this is very important. This is a little bit more advanced, okay, because things are always changing. And what I want you to know is what I'm telling you today, these 3 tips, it may be different next month. I mean, that's just the way social media works, but this is kind of the core of what's working right now. Okay, so number 3 is you have to realize that the pixel, okay, the pixel is your new email list. So what the heck am I talking about? Number 3 is the pixel is your new email list. All right, so let's say you were watching this video on Facebook. It wouldn't even matter. Even if you were watching it on YouTube, I still have the ability to pixel you to continue to advertise to you again. So for example, you watch this video, you leave this video, you go to another website, you keep seeing my ads and my videos on the other websites. That's called retargeting. All right, and I have the ability to do that once I am able to pixel you. Now the pixel is the new email list. All right, now here's why. If you are spending all of your attention on just getting people to opt into your pages, and then you're praying that they're going to open up your emails, the actual cost of what it's actually costing you to get that lead and then to connect with them via email, okay, just go ahead and add an extra 0 or 2 behind the actual cost of the lead. It's actually costing you a lot more. Whereas for pennies, I can keep my content consistently in front of people by leveraging the pixel and keeping my ads and information in front of you all the time, all right? So for example, if the whole goal is to build an email list and to get the person to opt in, and you send them an email and they open it up and you're able to offer your products and services, if that's the whole game, then why not play the game a little bit differently and say, well, if my whole goal is to get them to opt in, why not just keep the information in front of them 24/7? So when you build that pixel and you start to pixel people, okay, you're able to keep your content in front of them. So what you want to be doing is constantly creating content that moves that individual closer to your end goal. All right, so if I'm making these videos like this, my goal is to move you closer to the end goal. What's the end goal? Get you on the web class, let you see the products and services that I offer, and get you to basically take part in it because I know that it's going to work for you. All right, so you create that type of content and you keep it in front of those individuals. All right, now there are 3 types of audience that you should be focusing on. All right, so do me a favor, hit the like button if you're getting value, and if you want to know those 3. All right, because I don't have to share them. I can keep them to myself, right? But I would never do such a thing. All right, so here's the deal. Number 1, the audience that you want to build and the pixels that you should be focusing on. Okay, number 1, okay, you want to be building a list of people that actually become leads, right? So all of your leads that you generate, okay, you can actually upload those into any piece of software, whether that's Facebook, whether that's YouTube. You could upload your database of leads into all of the platforms and advertise to your existing leads. That's the first list that you should be remarketing to. So think about it. If your goal is to build an email list and then send an email to your leads, why not just upload the leads to the social media sites and keep your product and service in front of them 24/7? All right, that's what you're able to do when you upload your list of leads. All right, the second audience that you want to build is a video audience. And those are people that engage with your actual video or watch your video. Now, on sites like Facebook, you can build audiences based on how long and how much of the video they actually watched. All right, so I encourage you to basically create separate video audiences. So for example, for this video, I would go in and I would create an audience of people that watch this video for 10 seconds, people that watch this video for 25% of the video, 50% of the video, 75% of the video, and I would be constantly keeping my future videos and other pieces of content in front of each one of those segments, and I'd be able to see that, hey, people that have watched 50% of this video tend to engage or register for my webinars or buy my products more, right? So I actually have metrics that I can measure. Most advertisers can't measure anything. You ask them to tell you their numbers and they're like, oh, I have no idea. I don't know what it's converting at. I don't know how I'm performing, right? It's because they're not actually thinking this way. Okay, so you definitely want to do that. And the third audience that you want to be building is an engagement audience on Facebook. And those are people that actually connect with your page, hit the like button, actually engage with your page. And what's cool about it is you can build people that engage with not just your Facebook page, but people that actually engage with your Instagram page as well, because Facebook owns Instagram, okay? So 3 audiences you should be building: your list, people that actually, and that's just actually there's 4, if I'm really honest. It's people that hit your website. You should be building audiences of everybody that hit your website as well, and simply keeping information in front of them. All right, so let's go ahead and recap the 3 things, okay, that Facebook ads experts, okay, are doing that failing entrepreneurs simply aren't. Okay, number 1, they're using multiple objectives, all right? So they're using multiple objectives. They're not just focusing in on video ads or conversion ads. Okay, they're using all of the above. And then they're able to go back and test and see which one is actually working the best, okay? So use multiple objectives. Number 2, okay, they leverage a 2-step process. So they'll use videos just like this to pre-frame, tell stories, get their audience to know them a little bit better. And then they're able to come right direct behind it with direct offers. Okay, some of the quick tips about that is you can offer your product in the pre-framing video. Don't feel like you can't sell, okay, but just let them in. Connect with them on a deeper level in that pre-frame video, and don't just depend on one. A lot of people think it's gonna be one ad. Guys, I'm constantly running different ads all the time, okay? You can't just depend on one ad. That was the old way of doing it. Now you need multiple ads. With that said, if you do find one that's working, wear that video out or that ad out. Run it until it's not working anymore, okay? And number 3, the pixel is the new email list. Okay, the pixel is the new email list. And at first I said there's 3 audiences, but there's 4. Okay, so the 4 audiences that you want to be building, you want to build an audience of your email list, people that have opted in, upload those into Facebook, upload those into YouTube, advertise directly to your leads. Okay, you want to build an audience of people that watch your video. What I do is I segment them, 10 seconds, 25%, 50%, and 75%. And that way I run all of my content to those audiences so I can see, you know, what people are doing based on how long they watched a prior video. A little bit more work, but we're talking about what Facebook ad experts do that failing entrepreneurs simply don't, right? Okay, the third one we talked about page engagement. So you can build audiences based off the fact of people engaging with your pages. So if they're engaging with your Facebook page, if they're engaging with your Instagram page, you can build audiences based off that. And the fourth one, okay, is basically website visitors. These are people that visit your website, and you're able to literally plug in the URLs of all of your websites, and you can then run ads of people who have hit your website already. Now, what you're gonna notice if you do this is you're gonna see your cost per lead go down, you're gonna see your sales go up, you're gonna see social media awareness go up. And it's so funny. I have people, like actually the other day, I had a guy and he's like, Vince, where you been? I did like a Facebook Live. I haven't done a live in a while. He's like, where you been? And I'm like, I've been here. I mean, I haven't done a live in a while, but I posted blog content, I posted videos. That person just didn't see it. And as we know, Facebook, you know, they're not giving you the reach like they used to. All right, but if you are running your ads to these audiences, okay, now that person commented and asked me and said, hey, Vince, where you been? Now for sure that person is gonna see my future ads, which are more of my direct offers and the other stuff that I'm doing on the internet. All right, so again, we recapped all 4. And by the way, for those of you guys who wanna know how to build a business on the internet, and you wanna know exactly what I do to be able to, you know, live the life of my dreams, have more time with my family. I'm actually on my way right now we're gonna go do our, spend a little bit of time, do a little shopping. It's the holiday season, we're gonna have some fun. All right, so but if you want to essentially learn what I'm doing, go ahead and click on that link on this video and register for that webinar. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Hope you got a ton of value, and until the next one, I'll see you on the internet. Take care.